Hello and welcome to another Kimberly Ponce YouTube video. Today we're going to be discussing some very awesome things. I kind of just got it today and then went with the flow. So first off, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to spend any time doing an intro about explaining why it's been a minute or why I'm back in the Bronx. Clearly this is the old place I used to film. Then I thought, I don't really need to explain myself, and I'm not really worried about it, most importantly, either. So I just have this idea and I want to share it with you, and I guess all that anyone really needs to know is that I'm safe and looking forward to the next instruction. But this is where I plan to be. At least I know I'm not staying here until longer than the end of this month. So things kind of came full circle, and God kind of surprised me with coming back to the Bronx, and it's actually been a very pleasant stay so far. With that said, the message today is 5 things that men who have an edge in modern day society practice. And I really don't know where this came from. I have no idea where this came from. Obviously, if anything is ever here on earth manifested physical, it's because God is behind it. So I'd like to think that, yeah, it's inspired and he gave me this message, but I don't know, like, I wasn't expecting it to come on today. So I'm stoked. The first thing, a man who has an edge in modern day society, there's 5 things. And the first thing that he will practice if he is a man who has an edge, you know, and kind of like when I say that too, it's like a man who's like, I don't know, worth like what they say they're about, or like a man who has an edge, like they kind of stand out from the rest. That you kind of get what I'm saying. So they'll educate others. That's the first thing they'll do. And I can't decide if I want to wear my glasses or not because it like makes a glare, and then I feel like you can't see my face. But it's cool. I think it works. I took some time today to like set up the prep and stuff. Okay, what up? So the second thing that a man will do who has an edge in society, and keep in mind this is modern day society, and I'm like trying to not speak too fast because I know I'm getting excited, but I'm happy to like be sharing this word, and I have like Bible verses that go with it too. So let's come back to one if anything pops up. But number 2 is you bounce back fast. So you might be a fella in society that's just able to take kind of like hit after hit, and it could be like even physical, like God forbid, but like it could be that situation where you're just like always ready to go for a battle. And because of that, you've been like trained in your condition at this point in your life to have like a resiliency about your attitude, and your mental, like your mentality is very like, okay, well, ricocheted, like the bullets coming at you, they don't penetrate, they just like ricocheted right off you, and so that kind of gives you an edge. There's some men who like, I guess they have their reasonings. Of course, every person grows differently and experiences suffering differently. But like, you're the type of guy who like won't suffer unnecessarily so, and be able to like get right back into the game, get back into the rink. And it's kind of like you never even went down. So you bounce back fast, and that's definitely a factor that keeps men alive, and it keeps them sticking out from the crowd, and it keeps them with an edge. It keeps like, that's the kind of guy that will have a consistent edge and keep him successful. You know, not getting knocked down and not staying down, because we all get knocked down, but it's our choice to whether or not we stay down, because the world will kick you down and smile while they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to realize that that's actually our kryptonite as people. So yeah, I actually wrote this a long time ago, and I haven't gotten a chance to share it. So thank you, Holy Spirit. It was like, it was a quote that I wrote that I thought was pretty good. There are two types of men in the world. A brother who will help another amidst an injury, and the other man is the brother who will exploit the man during that injury. Yeah. So regardless of those two situations that you might be put in or have experienced as a man, and obviously I'm coming from the viewpoint, like, I'm a female and I'm a woman, but I just, like, I had these thoughts today. I don't know, I guess I'm going through what I'm going through, and that's just, like, what I'm thinking about, and I've been researching a little bit about gender, you know, I don't want to say gender politics, because then it turns into, like, that, but there is, like, kind of a politicalness to, like, gender, especially right now. So I've been, like, looking into that, and this is kind of what's coming to mind. Yeah, let's go on to number 3. You are, the third thing that a man with an edge in modern day society will practice is, you are persistent despite your circumstances. Yeah. I'm trying not to go too fast, because I'm like Speedy Gonzalez road runner over here, always like ready to go, but I'm trying to like take a new pace. You know, I really am trying to like chill the fuck out, or excuse my language. I really am trying to just be okay with being still. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's really powerful. And so this is what's been coming to mind. I'm really happy to share the message. But basically, you know, there's tons of guys who go through plenty of difficult circumstances in life, and they actually, my roommate was making a really good point yesterday, and he said that if you accept a circumstance, like say you're in a negative circumstance, or you're living at the hands of somebody else or something like that, and you claim to experience abuse, well, now once you've done that, you're the victim. And so if you continue like in your circumstance and say like, I'm going through this, and you kind of like idolize the trauma that you're experiencing, that's giving it, one, more power, and two, definitely less action on your part, where, you know, there's definitely like a lack of self-accountability for the situation you're in. And so men with an edge, they won't suffer unnecessarily despite their circumstances, because they're persistent enough to truck through it and persevere in order to get to a better place, where they're happier and their well-being is healthy and protected, finances restored, whatever the situation is, relationships restored. You're going to be really, really like the guy who's just like keeps getting back up, and people are like, is this guy okay? Like, is there like a nut or a screw loose in this guy's head? Because he's literally continuing to get back up and get back up despite blow after blow after blow. And there's actually a lot of good in this area. When there's darkness attacking somebody's light, that's actually, I mean, it's hard to go through that, man or woman, but for men, like when they're experiencing witchcraft and spiritual attacks, it's really, it's an unseen, invisible spiritual force that attacks, and that can really make somebody think, okay, I'm not able to overcome this. But men who are like persistent enough, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna educate myself on this matter enough to know what's going on, to ask the right questions. And someone who's persistent, they just like keep getting back up despite the curses that could be putting on your life, God forbid, but that these levels of evil are occurring very, very much so modern day. Sorry. The ice cream truck is like so dainty in the background, and I'm over here like evil, witchcraft, spells. Yeah, and I'm excited to get to the Bible verses as well. So the fourth thing that will give a man an edge in modern day society is if they know in their heart of hearts, and they practice this in their daily lives, that their partner, whether it be a girlfriend, spouse, whatever, that lady, that guy, the other person in their life that they want to see a life with, that person is not their source of happiness. This actually goes for both men and women, but the video today is on 5 things that give men an edge in modern day society. So a man who, a guy like this probably has like obviously like so many options, because everyone else can see that he literally lives his own life and isn't beholden to anybody else. They literally steer the ship, make the rules, call the shots. Bada bing, bada boom, and it can be seen, and that's what people find attractive, and that is what is attractive. So that kind of person, they have purpose in their life, as every man should, because that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of like the whole mission, I feel like, or that's a lot of pressure put on men. I think that's what's expected. I think, or God even has that plan for every person, especially men. And yes, it's conditioned at a society where men are expected to have a purpose. But for the man who's doing it, just naturally self-sufficient, making it happen, that came from his heart. And that's the kind of man that a lady wants. You know what I'm saying? And then the 5th thing that a man who has an edge in modern day society practices is he keeps his word. So this ties in both with loyalty and also just like keeping a promise that's like, yeah, I'll get the hot tub fixed. I don't know, something that like they promised, or I'll have the keys remade, and by this date and this time I'll show up and be here. Those kind of things as well. That is definitely what fosters and cultivates an environment and landscape between that man and his partner of trust and support and good communication, healthy boundaries. That's what a man will do. A man with edge in modern day society will keep his word. So yeah, it's like 5:13 right now. I'm just catching the last little bit of the daylight, and it's really lovely. It's been a very nice day. So let's do a quick recap. A man who has an edge in modern day society will practice these 5 things. He will educate others, and I don't think we really added to that, but maybe I'll add on to it another video because I still have the Bible verses to get to. But basically, it's like he'll be passionate enough to want to educate, or he's gone through enough suffering and misery and has enough care for others in the world and is a leader enough in the world to educate others, given the opportunity that they create, that they make, that they execute of their own self-volition. They chose to make time, chose to set time aside in order to educate on matters that they feel very passionate about. That's a stellar fella for you right there. And then the second thing that a man with an edge in modern day society practices is that they bounce back fast. The third, they are persistent despite their circumstances. And the fourth is that their partner is not their source of happiness. And fifth, they keep their word. Okay, so I feel like that should just be the video, because the Bible verses are going to be kind of long now. Yeah, you know what? Stay tuned for the Bible verses that back up this independent critical thinking thought session I had this afternoon about gender politics, and specifically what gives men an edge in modern day society. Seriously, stay tuned. There's gonna be so much more awesome content. I'm super excited, and thank you for following along thus far. For those that have donated and supported in the past with just jumping on lives, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And I really couldn't do this channel without you. I started about a year ago, and it's like we're almost at 222 subscribers, so that's pretty cool, you know. And it's a landscape where I can share God's word, messages I get, and also share performance art performances that I produce. So yay! Thank you very much for joining. Stay tuned. Like I said, way more awesome content right on its way. It's coming down the pipeline like a thunderbolt. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay chosen. Peace.